everyone, so I'm here with Alistair, Jackson and Dave, and we're up on the first, basically, South Island spearfishing trip. We've come up all the way up to the Coromandel, flew up to Auckland yesterday and then drove down, and we're heading out with Julian today with Spearo Camp. See if we can go and shoot some new fish for the first time. So personally, I think a lot of us have probably never shot a snapper, a John Dory, anything like that, so hopefully tick a few off the bucket list.
We made it to the first dive spot, and the boys were raring to go. Some warm water, flat conditions and good viz had us pretty keen to get in the water. I'm not gonna lie, it was a pretty slow start. A mixture of poor tactics and rustiness making a lot of shots go astray. But eventually, due more to luck than skill, a fish was finally landed. It was no monster at only 35 centimetres, but for me it's a tick in the box, being my first ever snapper. But with this fish came the realisation that these fish had been a lot smarter than I'd anticipated. So it was time to find some rockier country with good places to hide and plenty of kinner. And there it was, what I'd come all this way for, to shoot a respectable snapper. Woo! To be honest, I was almost in disbelief, but I think this was an early sign that today was going to be my lucky day.
Yes! Look at that! Yeah.
After this, I had a quick dive out on the weed edge. With so much bait around, I was hopeful for a kingfish, but by this point I think our presence had been well felt and it was time to move on to a new spot. On my first dive at our new spot, I found myself snooping into a patch of burley I'd laid down to find two small snapper. I decided to take one, to keep the tally rolling over as we had a few mouths to feed that night. After this, I spent a while burleying up on a weed edge and in a rocky patch in the middle of the kelp, rotating between them to see if anything had turned up. What resulted was a couple of hours of pretty uneventful diving, with no fish seen. But nothing could have prepared me for what was about to happen next. Going from almost giving up hope to having a chance at the fish of a lifetime. Now I know what you're all thinking. We've all been here before. The fish of a lifetime, chance lost, game over. But as I said earlier, this was going to be my lucky day. So here I am off camera, frantically trying to reload my gun, thinking maybe if I can follow the fish long enough I can get another shot in it and maybe save the day. But at this point I realise the fish is probably injured enough to catch it by hand. I'm not really sure if the fish is injured or just stunned. Either way, while trying to get my knife out to administer a final blow, the fish overpowers me on many occasions. A later inspection would show that the fish had been hit right in the forehead, effectively shattering its whole skull, but bouncing the spear shaft out. After the ordeal I just had with this fish, it was a relief to finally see it go up on the deck. I knew this was a good snapper from the beginning, but I didn't truly understand the significance until I saw it out of the water and saw the guys' reactions.
Yeah, mate.
Yeah, so I couldn't believe it. I just put down smashed off a bunch of kinners, and I came over and there was 2 big snapper just feeding at him, and this was the biggest of the 2, and I actually stoned him, but the spear didn't actually come through. It glanced off the top of his head, and he's just going nuts on the bottom, and had to try and give him a big bear hug to get him in, so it's damn lucky to get him. Geez, what a fish.
Yeah, mate, that is it.
Expected to come here this weekend and catch a fish like that. Yeah.
No, that's an
One was alright.
absolute stonker, bro.
It would have been fair to say that I was buzzing for the whole next day, if not the rest of the week. Just the sheer size of this fish really blew me away. Later on, weighing in at 12 kilos or 26 pound, this was definitely the fish of a lifetime, with my chance of ever shooting a snapper bigger than this 1,000,000 to 1. That's all for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. There's going to be more action coming in my next video from our second day out on the water at the Mercury Islands.